Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
And I paid off my $4,000 10 years ago. And now I got to pay again $16,000 on taxes for these specials for 25 years. I'm 64 years old. This is not fair.
That Fargo homeowner was one of several to express displeasure with the money he has to pay for work in his neighborhood. It's another example of the frustration that many people are having with special assessments. In this case, it's dollars that homeowners living near the downtown area are having to pay for water main replacement. Established areas of Fargo can be in need of upgrades to their sidewalks, streets, and other infrastructure. When the assessments come out, so do the residents.
So how we're getting $16,000 on average in special assessments when the grant was supposed to pay for the entire pipe and everything that needs to be done for that, I didn't see anything else happening.
In this case, the specific assessments were put on hold until the city meets with the neighborhood residents to explain what the assessments are all about. Another area of concern, especially for homeowners, is the special assessments tied to new homes. Fargo Commissioner Tony Gehrig brought up the matter tonight. That led to leaders calling for an upcoming brown bag discussion so that all sides can discuss whether changes need to be made in the way Fargo handles the cost of special assessments. Lifted up by balloons and donned in pink, hundreds of students, loved ones, and family tonight joining together to remember Ellie Helm. The 21-year-old died 1 week ago in an ATV accident. Members of the Kappa Delta sorority hosting the vigil, which is continuing at Churchill Field on campus. Some of her closest friends shared memories of the former Bison cheerleader.
I believe that Ellie knew we were strong enough to get through this, and she knew in the time of tragedy we would all come together to mourn our loss, but also to celebrate her life.
Helm was a sophomore majoring in psychology. NDSU President Dean Brashani said, as tradition, the school will provide care and support to everyone affected by this loss. Fargo schools are using a new strategy this year to deal with a noticeable uptick in students acting more inappropriately, in some cases to a point of being aggressive. 14 staff members are spearheading a district-wide effort to teach students to act appropriately to prevent hostile or violent actions. Fargo School Superintendent Jeff Schott says the district is faced with more students dealing with homelessness, poverty, and a variety of special needs.
They're far more escalated than what we've dealt with in the past. And so there are times when somebody might get hurt because of that in trying to manage or deal with that behavior. And so this is our response to try to better deal with that, to better understand it, to have better training. And so that's what we're doing.
Dr. Schatz adds that the cost for implementing this approach is around $600,000 and will be paid for by taking dollars from other programs. Families have been told that they have until December 8th to get their loved ones out of a retirement home that is shutting its doors. Good Samaritan Society in Clearbrook, Minnesota, told family members tonight that they have 60 days to find loved ones and others living arrangements. Officials at the assisted living facility wouldn't comment to us, but families say the company wasn't interested in finding solutions to a building code violation. They add that there's around 40 people living there and all of the surrounding facilities are full and have long waiting lists. Many in North Dakota have voiced their frustration with the slow implementation of medical marijuana in the state. Legal advisors spoke with the North Dakota Association of Counties today about the future of medicinal marijuana in the state. The legislature is working on regulations for safe consumption for qualified people in North Dakota. Medical marijuana remains illegal under federal law. A state of emergency is underway in Northern California. That's where fire crews are working to contain at least 15 fast-moving wildfires. At least 10 people are dead and at least 1,500 homes and structures have burned. Crews further south are also tackling another fire that sprang up in just the last 24 hours. Reporter Danielle Nottingham has the latest from wine country.
Crews dumped flame retardant in Northern California's wine country throughout the day as firefighters waged a desperate stand to save homes down below.
Armageddon. It's just gone. Everything's gone.
At least 15 wildfires ignited in the region Sunday, forcing the evacuation of at least 2 hospitals.
This is my neighborhood. in flames.
Tens of thousands of residents in Napa and Sonoma counties fled their homes, while others hosed down their properties.
It was an effort by the community to water down the ones that are closest to the fire.
Wart Cook's home was spared, but his neighbors weren't so lucky.
It's a great neighborhood, great neighbors, but it's tough.
Here in Santa Rosa in Sonoma County, you can see the wildfires decimated house after house. Authorities say high winds and low humidity helped the flames spread quickly.
It was very, very windy, very dry wind, and it was very taxing for the entire city.
Those conditions also fanned a massive brush fire further south in the Anaheim Hills area early Tuesday that destroyed several homes. As residents rushed in to save animals there, Joseph Payne and his family got to work.
We grabbed the garden hose, a power washer, and buckets of water because we have a pool, and just started putting it out.
About 500 firefighters are now battling the inferno. Officials anticipate 1,000 to be on the scene come Tuesday morning. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Santa Rosa, California.
More than 20 major fires are now burning in California. The Minnesota State Fire Marshal is investigating what caused a popular restaurant and bar to go up in flames early this morning. Firefighters were called out to Johnny Ringo's. That's in Spring Valley. It's just south of Rochester in western Minnesota. Authorities had to evacuate nearby apartments, including those who live above the restaurant. The cause is still unknown, but may have originated in the southern part of the building where the fire was hotter. Firefighters did say that the building is a total loss. In Las Vegas, people who survived the massacre began retrieving the personal items that they dropped as they ran for their lives. And the sheriff gave us an update on the investigation into the shooting that left 58 dead and nearly 500 wounded. Reporter Jamie Yuccas is in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas Sheriff Joseph Lombardo said today that the shooter, Stephen Paddock, shot a hotel security guard more than 5 minutes before the assault began.
He was injured prior to the mass volley of shooting.
Stephen Paddock can be seen in this 2011 incident at the Cosmopolitan Hotel, where he slipped and fell and later filed a lawsuit against that hotel. For the first time, we hear the gunman in his own words in a deposition obtained by CNN. Paddock said he gambled all night and slept all day, sometimes wagering up to $1 million a night at various Nevada casinos. He took Valium for anxiety. At one point, he calls himself the biggest video poker player in the world. The 64-year-old gunman has been described as quirky and a narcissist. Officials say that he meticulously planned the shooting. On 60 Minutes, Sergeant Joshua Bitsko, Officer David Newton, and Detective Matthew Donaldson were the first to arrive on the 32nd floor using the stairwell.
He had screwed shut the door with a piece of metal and some screws.
In the stairwell?
In the stairwell, going out to the hallway right by his door.
Because he knew we'd be coming out that door to gain entry into his door. So he tried to barricade it as best he could.
Law enforcement looking into whether Paddock practiced shooting just 2 days before the attack at an informal shooting site near Mesquite, Nevada. That's just 90 minutes from Las Vegas.